I will be giving a punishment to every single Premier League club, starting with Manchester United. What punishment will they land on? And they get a -5 downgrade to their starting 11. So this is their team with the -5 downgrade. As if Manchester United hasn't been punished enough, they just get punished even more. Who knows, this might even relegated them after this. But this is only the beginning. We will be giving a punishment like this to every single Premier League club. But there's a twist. In between all the punishments are 4 secret power-ups that 4 teams will get. And in the end, we'll see what chaos this has caused to the Premier League and see who wins it. I'm obviously hoping for my club Chelsea to win it, but you never know with this wheel. But that's United done for now. Let's just spin for the second club and see who we land on next. And okay, we get West Ham. Now what will West Ham bet getting from the wheel? And they've landed on remove foreigners. So every player that isn't British in this team will get removed. So let's quickly do that. And West Ham didn't even have enough players, so I've had to add random players to their team so that they can have a squad. But yeah, West Ham got hit brutally with this one. This is definitely worse than United's one. But let's just keep the wheel spinning and see what club we get next. And this time, we've landed on Sunderland. Now what will Sunderland get? And they land on flip ratings. So every player in their team will get their rating flipped. This could actually be a good power-up, but let's just see. And their ratings has now been flipped. And damn, take a look at this incredible team. This is more like a power-up for them than a punishment. Sunderland actually got lucky here. Good for them. They might be a top 4 contender. But let's just take another spin on the wheel and see who we get now. And we land on Bournemouth. So what will Bournemouth be getting? And they get removed midfielders. So their team will have all their midfielders released. So let's quickly do that. And yeah, they're forced to use their fullbacks and wingers there. But that's not as bad of a punishment compared to the others. Let's just keep spinning the wheel and see what club we land on next. And this time we get Brentford. Okay, what will Brentford be getting from the mystery wheel? And they've landed on return best players. That's our first power-up that we've landed on. But that means that Brentford will have all the best players that have played for them return to them. So let's quickly do that. And this is their team with their best players back. And they do have many great talents. They've even stolen players from other Premier League clubs back. But yeah, Brentford is looking strong. They might be a title contender if all other teams gets punished hardly. But let's keep the wheel spinning and see what we get. And we've landed on Brighton. Now what is Brighton getting from this mystery wheel? And Brighton lands on remove attackers. So all their attackers will get removed. Let's quickly do that. So that's all their strikers and wingers gone. Yeah, this has hit Brighton. They lost their best player Matoma. But they just need to stay strong defensively and they'll be alright. Now what is the next club we get? And this time it's Wolves. Now what is Wolves getting? And they land on worst rating, which means that everyone in their starting 11 will become the rating of the worst player there, which is Hover, who's 73 rated. And as you can see, everyone else is now also 73 rated in the starting 11. It has made their team look worse. They look like a championship side now, but it's not horrible. So that's a good thing. Now let's just spin the wheel and see what we land on next. And okay, we get Manchester City. Now this will be interesting. Will they get a punishment or power up? And Manchester City has landed on remove defenders. So they'll lose every single defender from their team. And yeah, this has screwed City by quite a bit because how will they be able to defend like this? Bernardo Silva, Gonzalez, Kovacic, and Calvin Phillips in the defense? Yeah, that's not a good defense at all. Good luck to them. Next we get Everton, and they land on a punishment. They get remove bench. So they will basically lose their bench now. And as you can see, their bench is basically 1 rated. Yes, I know it says 2 or 3 for some of them, but they are all 1 rated. So they basically have to rely on their starting 11 alone. Everton. That'll be tough, but it's not the worst punishment, so I think they'll be alright actually. Let's keep spinning the wheel again now. And this time we get Fulham. What is Fulham getting? And they land on remove starting 11. So this current in-game starting 11, they will be removed. So let's quickly remove them all. And yeah, their team still looks decent. It's not the worst. But yes, they have lost pretty much all of their bench. So they also have to rely on that starting 11. But again, it could have been much worse. It's time for another spin on the wheel though. And this time we get Burnley. Now will Burnley get the second power-up of the video? No, they get 1 in passing. So as you can see, every single player in the team has got 1 in long passing and 1 in short passing. It's badly affected their midfield and also attack, actually. Yeah, I didn't know it would hit this hard, but it's really made them weak. So Burnley will not be doing much. But let's see what team we land on next. And Newcastle this time. What will Newcastle's fate be today? And okay, this will be interesting. They get pace equal rating. And as you can see, every single player is the rating of their pace except goalkeepers. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. This is more like a power-up than punishment, especially that attack. It's amazing. And yes, I know Osula has 83 pace, so don't worry, I'll fix that. But overall, this could make Newcastle United a title contender with this team. But now, let's spin for the next team. And this time, we get Chelsea, a very big club, my club. I hope we get a power power-up. But no, we get remove British players. So basically, we're only allowed to use foreigners. So let's quickly remove all the British players. And you know what? This wasn't even that bad of a punishment. Our team still looks incredible. Yes, we lost Cole Palmer and a few other decent players, but we have so many good foreign players that it doesn't even matter. I genuinely think we can win the league like this. But let's just keep the wheel spinning and see what we get next. And we land on Crystal Palace. Now, what are they getting from the wheel? And they get the second power-up, the +5 upgrade to their starting 11. So as you can see, their starting 11 has gotten a +5. And wow, this is an amazing team. Forget all about the previous title contenders I mentioned. I think we have a new official Premier League title contender, and it's Crystal Palace. This team is incredible, especially compared to all the other teams who are getting punished. Yeah, I think Crystal Palace will win this unless something crazy happens here in the end. Let's just spin the wheel and see what we get next. And this time, we get Arsenal. Will Arsenal be getting even better? No, they get striker as goalkeeper. So that means that Gyökeres will go from being a striker to now Arsenal's main goalkeeper. And yes, I will be releasing the other goalkeepers so that Gyökeres is forced to play. But yeah, this ain't looking good for Arsenal, unless Gyökeres has a secret talent that we don't know of. But let's just spin the wheel again and see what we get. And we land on Aston Villa. And Aston Villa, from the Wheel of Mystery, actually gets a power-up. They land on full potential. So every one of their players in their team will go to full potential. So as you can see, this is their team at full potential. And it definitely has gotten better. Aston Villa might just also be a title contender alongside Crystal Palace now, especially with this team. But there are 4 teams left on the wheel, and only 1 power-up in play. But let's spin for the next team, and this time we get Tottenham. What is Tottenham getting? And they land on remove all over 27-year-old players. So let's quickly remove all these players that are over 27 years old. And this is their team after. And honestly, they look fine. They'll survive with this team. It's still really good. It doesn't even look like they got punished that badly. So Tottenham should be finishing top 6 still, but time for another spin on the wheel, and this time we land Nottingham Forest. Now what are they getting? And they get remove under 24-year-olds. So this time it's every player under the age of 24 getting removed. So now let's go and remove all these players under the age of 24, and there we go. Honestly, Nottingham Forest is pretty fine too. No harm basically done on their team. So they escape with an easy punishment, but 2 teams left, and one will get a power-up and one will get a punishment. But let's first spin the wheel of clubs and see what team we get. And we land on Liverpool. Will they get the final punishment or power-up? And they get the final punishment, which is first rating. And that means that every player will return to their first ever FIFA rating. And look at the damage it has done to Liverpool. Yeah, these players didn't have the greatest of starts to their career. Only a few players had, such as Alisson Salah and Chiesa, but the rest is pretty finished. Liverpool is finished. But that means our final team on the wheel will be Leeds United. And Leeds United gets the final power-up, which is highest rating. And that means every player in the starting 11 will be the rating of the highest rated player there. And here it's Perry who's 81 rated. So now the rest of the starting 11 is also 81 rated. It hasn't made their team incredible, but compared to the fact that all the other teams got punished, this makes them really good. But that's now all 20 teams with a punishment, except for Brentford, who got their best players returned, Crystal Palace, who got a +5 to their starting 11, Aston Villa, who went to their fullest potential, and Leeds United, who got their players at their rating of the highest rated player in the starting 11. But it's time to simulate the season and see what it has done to the Premier League table. So we're now at the end of the season. And you still haven't subscribed? We're almost at the end of the year. Let's at least try and reach 350,000. But anyways, let's check the Premier League. The 3 relegated teams were West Ham, Liverpool, and Burnley. That's crazy. Liverpool couldn't survive with their team at their first ratings. United could only get 16 with their -5 downgrade to their starting 11. And Brighton got 13th, Bournemouth in 12th, and then we have Sunderland at 11th. Leeds United got 10th with their highest rating power-up, and in 9th we have Tottenham. Brentford in 8th, and Forest got 7th. Chelsea got 6th, and in 5th we have Crystal Palace, who got their +5 to their starting 11. Newcastle got 4th with their pace as their rating, and in 3rd we have Arsenal, surprisingly even with Gyökeres in net. Aston Villa got 2nd at full potential, which means the winner is Manchester City despite losing their defense. That's crazy. But congratulations to Manchester City.